So, types of skates that you can use. I really like these. These have been around only a short time now. There's a few companies that make them, these tiny little skates. Of course, it's very similar to what we were using in kind of like the 60s and parts of the 70s. This one is particularly cool. Yella just uses it for transport, but it glows in the dark. It's fluorescent, so, okay. But what we want to talk about is the truck system. The truck system is a basic, this is called the truck. And it simply moves like like trucks have been like this for many, many years. And so it just moves side to side like this. Now these are great for transport. I had to go on one not long ago in Ireland, and I just dropped my foot in there, had my foot there. It was super fun. You know, you can still turn. One of our problems with them, if you're using them for surf training or you spend too much time in on them, is that your feet are very narrow. You're not in surfing stance. You're in a kind of a different stance. But they are educating your balance. So if you just want to use them for a bit of transport, I wouldn't say they would be the best surf training board. So Yella's just going to have a quick little glide on one of these. So you can see Yella's stance is kind of narrow there, but she can glide about. She's got some turns going on there. Get a little bit of a turn out of them. Yeah. That's cool. So good fun. Great for a little bit of transport. Not the best of surf training boards for surf training. Okay, so if we go up a little bit of size, this is really similar to the kind of decks that we were using in the 70s when we first started to use skate pools and ramps. They were small. The late great Jay Adams design here. Z-Flex, have a look at Jay on whatever on internet. So this is going to start to bring the feet a little more into a surf position. The foot can be used there in the back, the front foot's up into that kind of sort of more surfy position. Not a full-on surf position, but much, much closer than the little board that Yella was using before. Now this same system, I lean on the board. As I lean on the board, the truck bends, both trucks turn either way. Now, what's really important is the type of wheels we use. Urethane, this fantastic product. I was skating before it was invented and it was so hard. The wheels were hard, like nylon type of things. We even had clay. But with these, they're soft, and particularly a lot of the modern kind of street boards now have this soft rolling wheel, super fun. So you can glide over this surface we're using today here. It's not ideal at all, but you can still glide around on it with these soft wheels. So Yella, if you're going to take her, Yella's never been on any of these decks really. She's been on her little board there, little Sunset, but this she's never really been on. Let's have a little glide on that there, Yella. So see how immediately Yella puts her foot a little bit too far forwards. And she's kind of gliding round on it, yeah? Which is cool. But what we'll be doing with Yella later on is teaching her to do this. She would use her foot into this sweet spot, and then we can turn. And you'll see kind of a surfing movement being used. So I could do my gliding, but also I'm kind of turning as well and kind of surfing on it another way, yeah? So I've got that kind of movement going on. So that's what you would aim to do on these kind of boards, is use this thing here called your kicktail. So you can make a combination. Carving, just all the trucks on the road, and then a couple of like kick turns. We call them kick turns. These are the birth of what you see on ramps and pools. That's how it all started, with those little turns. So, good little deck, okay for transport, and we're starting to get the size that we can do some surf training with. Okay. The next kind of deck, this is where everything changes. This is called Carver. It's a maker board, very popular at the moment. There are various kind of truck systems around now to try and copy surfing. At the back, soft wheels again, soft wheels all around. At the back, I've got a kind of normal truck system. But at the front, it bends entirely different. Now, it's supposed to copy a kind of surfing movement, and I think it does. They do a very, very good job. It's got the kicktail, so you could put some kind of turns in as well using that. But be careful. We know that in surfing, there's front foot and back foot weighting. But what you see a lot of people using is too much front foot when they're on the carvers at times, okay? So remember, it's a great tool if you still try and surf it and maybe not kind of hard pack snowboard it. It's a kind of a difference. Now, again, wide, much wider. In length, it's not too much difference in length than the J. Adams we've got there. Not too much, but enough to get your feet in a far more of a surfy type position. So Yella, bless her, has never been on this board really. She had a little shot on it for a couple of seconds. So we're going to ask Yella just to go up and come back. But the thing I saw with Yella, straight away she started to sort of carve a little bit, a bit more surfy style. Yeah, okay. So you got that kind of feeling from it, yeah? Okay, now I normally fall off these things immediately because I'm not used to the front truck and I should have pads on, but I'll take it really easy. And I'll use a combination of a little bit of kick turn and a little bit of carve. So you can see there's a chance of kind of adding both together, a little bit of kick turn and a little bit of carve. Okay, that's one type of modern truck system. I like them, I'm still getting used to them. Very, very, very popular. So let's look at another system. Now my front truck, getting used to that word, soft wheels every time, much, much bigger board. Now this is where we're going to start to be able to have our feet maybe in a surfing position, but entirely different way because we've got two trucks that do that kind of carving, turning thing. One there and one there. Now this particular board particularly has been designed for kind of longboarding stuff. Guys, be careful that you don't think this lovely style of surfing, skating called longboarding is what we're talking about. Now watch longboarding on YouTube and it's like you see them walking and flipping the board and doing amazing things, which is great. But at the moment we're learning about carving, surfing. You're not really flipping that board around surfing. Very few people will be. So that's what we're looking at, is that we're trying to find the surfing style and stance. So this board will do it now. Poor old Yella. She's never actually been on this at all, so take it really easy. You can't kick turn it. You'll probably have to walk it up there and then take it up in a walk and then just put your feet in a surfing position, kind of wide, and then just gently turn, yeah? So let's see what happens. I mean, it's a whole deal when you're first on a board. Again, our surface is a little bumpy, but we'll see what Yella does with it. So immediately Yella put her feet quite narrow because she's used to that from her little board, so feels a whole lot different. Yella, if you could do that again, but have your feet now wider and more at the back. So take it all the way up. Yeah, further apart. So I'll just show you now. I'll take it up and have a go. Again, the surface is not great. So I'm just kind of more surf stance there, yeah? Okay. Now, guys, these things are not cheap. But again, with these boards, what you pay for is kind of what you get. Let's see what happens with yellow now. That's good, she needs it. That's good. Now she's got a more of a surfing stance. Yeah, big turns. Use your arm. Yeah, that's it. That's good. Ew. Okay, so she felt that set and carve off it. And she wants to do that again. Good. Bit high in the backhand. That was her problem on the beach, remember? Look, as she drops in her forehand. Good. So immediately, you know, if you're coaching yourself, I could sort of say to Yellow, well, Yellow, you could see as you went backhand, you raised yourself up, you know. So it's a great coaching tool. And we'll see more of this board when we take it to a hill. All right, kind of nice, but you got to get used to it, yeah?
Yeah.
But it felt more surfy, huh? Yeah, that's it. As soon as your legs are wider, it feels more surfy. Okay, so we'll move from this. This is lovely. I mean, I'm only just learning to use this thing here. But then we go to these. Now, there are two companies. One, street boards. This seems to be the most popular one. In Europe particularly at the moment. I don't know how they're doing in America, Australia, they're pretty popular. And street boards, they do smaller boards, similar to the one we saw then. But these are the kind of the big fellas that really coach us in our surfing. And the great surfer Brad Gerlach and his dad, they kind of championed the whole idea. They were around building these for ages, and I got some boards off the company years ago, and I've always said, guys, just use these things. You think, oh, it looks so big and ugly. Does it go on grass? This is the ideal surf trainer. What happens with this, sprung trucks, and they let's show you how much they turn. There. And there. They're absolutely carving. The legs are wide. They don't go right back there. They're in surfing stance. And they don't really sell these, I don't think, in Europe anymore, carved board, but they have street boards, and I've been using street board. I'm happy with it. It goes well for me. Nice on the street board video, you'll see Barton Lynch, ex-pipe master, flipping one-time world champion, I believe, too, and just a flipping great surfer. And I watch him coaching on that. He uses cones and stuff. We do that here, and street board's got a little video, the website videos of Barton coaching, and then carve boards. You can click on and watch carve board videos still on YouTube. So I'm going to show you now what carve board looks like on pretty much flat. This isn't a hill; it's gently hill. Pretty much flat surface, and you'll see this absolute surfing movement, and then you're going to have a go. But I'm going to teach you how to use it. All the others you've been able to get on quite easily. With this, you could either push with your back foot or your front foot. Which foot do you push with?
Put this one on.
You put your front foot on,
yeah,
and push with your back. Cool. I'm the other way around, doesn't matter. But no matter what you do, you've got to watch you don't catch your foot into the wheel or you fall. But the big thing about it is that once you get on it, you do something you've never done before. You go into full surfing stance, yeah? So let's have a look and see how it works. And it's always a surprise when people see this working. That's surfing. That's it. So, we'll tell you about the wheels now. I'll do it one more time, just watch again. So, a completely different thing. Now, we could play around with these boards by altering the air pressure. If I'm going to be on flat surface, and you learn to do this, you have a pump. You get a little pump with it when you buy it. I use one of those big pumps that you see the blow air beds up with. It's quicker. And you pump it real hard for like flat surfaces. Softer for hills. So you can see as you're on this hill, you're going to carve more. Your wheels will just sort of like, if they're soft, they open up a little bit more and they grip better. That's the idea. So softer for real full-on hills and hard for flat surfaces. I've got these set, I'm not sure they are at the moment, 2.5 or 3 PSI, and that's okay for like in between hills and flat. Okay, so let's have a go. Okay, front foot more square. Turn hard. That's it. Try and push the turn. So what we can see in yellow, she's gone straight into that kind of high stance. She's getting out of it in her surfing, but she's using it straight away in this carve boarding. And she's not quite sure yet where she's going. Now she's got a feeling. Now she's got that turning going. Yeah, chuck the turn in there. Ooh, all the way around, lovely. Yeah, well done, Yella. So these things don't go uphill. Okay, so what we're going to do is take Yella to a hill. We're going to primarily concentrate on the carve board. You can see what we could do with the little board as well. Nice feeling, huh? Yeah. Completely different. Yeah. Completely different. So what we'll be doing is taking Yella to a hill and getting her to sort of just feel this carving movement. I was saying then that the first thing you did was you came up high, which is what you're doing before. So in this today, we're going to learn to be soft and to carve, okay?